Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday morning from a very chilly and grey Sydney. I thought it would be fun for us to actually spend the week together so that you can see the kinds of projects that I'm working on, a bit of a behind the scenes look at the life of a full-time podcaster, content creator, researcher, etc. I wear quite a lot of hats and see just some of the things that I'll be working on this week. So I'm going to take you with me throughout the week and just show you some of the different things I'm doing. I hope you find that enjoyable. Of course, if you have any questions throughout the video, feel free to pop them in the comment box. I'm happy to answer any questions about my work, the podcasting, managing lots of social media accounts, the events I run. Anything is absolutely fine. Ask away. So I think I mentioned in the previous behind the scenes video that on Monday mornings, I like to write a to-do list. So I love notebooks. I'm completely old-fashioned when it comes to diaries and notebooks. I like everything handwritten. And so what I'm going to do after I finish speaking with you is get my calendar out, have a look at what recordings I have for this week, what I have coming up next week, and write out a to-do list so I can prioritize what needs to get done this week and what can wait until next week. So I always look at interviews that are coming up to see if I need to send out invitations, write out some talking points for guests, that kind of thing. But I also have several recordings this week. So I've got 2 podcast recordings, and I also have another recording that I'm doing, which is a review of a Tudor series, The Spanish Princess, actually, that I do with my friend Dr. Owen Emerson. And I record those each month for my wonderful Patreon community. So we're doing that tomorrow. But this evening I have a podcast recording at 6 p.m. So it's probably going to be a long day at my desk, although I will obviously get up and move around and do other things as well. So one of the big tasks, big items that I have on my to-do list this week is a presentation. So I think I mentioned that I run online events. So I do a yearly event, 365 days with the Tudor Queens is the one I'm running this year. Next year, I have an event called 365 Days with Medieval and Renaissance Women coming up, and bookings are open for that. So if you're interested, have a look on my website on thetudortrail.com. But I also run around 3 or 4, sometimes more, short events. So either weekend or week online events and webinar series. But the great thing is that I also participate in other people's events, which is always an honor to be invited to do that. So I have been invited to take part in an event about Anne Boleyn, an online event, and I need to get my presentation finalized this week. Part of it is a pre-recorded presentation, and it will be also followed by a live discussion. But my focus for this week is to get the presentation done and finished. I'd love to have it done by Wednesday. I need to send it to the organizers, so it has to get done. I can't put it off any longer. So that is right at the top of my to-do list this week. I also have events that I'm organizing for the next couple of months. So I'm just liaising with speakers, getting, bios, headshots, all that kind of information to put the little blurbs together so that I can advertise the courses on Eventbrite. So I'm also doing that kind of behind the scenes, but the presentation has to take priority for the next few days anyway. And I'll probably edit and publish another podcast episode. So Talking Tudors is the podcast that I host. I started that in 2018, so it's about to turn 6 years old, Talking Tudors, and you can see my top there, Keep Calm and Talk Tudors, which is a part of some of the merchandise that I sell for the podcast. And so there's lots on, and then there's just other little bits and pieces as well that I need to look after, which I'll tell you about as we go throughout the week. But priority number 1 is my presentation, so I need to get started on that. So what I'm going to do now is finish my mocha and have a look at my to-do list, write that out so I know what I'm doing, have a look at the calendar for next week, and then I will come back to you with an update very soon. just finished my podcast recording with the wonderful Kate McCaffrey. It is 10 to 7 in the evening, so I apologize for the dark lighting. We were talking about a wonderful new experience / exhibition that is opening at Hever Castle on the 26th of June, actually. So I'm so excited to share that podcast episode with everyone. It is, of course, to do with the Boleyns, so watch this space, very exciting. So I have already had dinner. I had a bite to eat before I actually recorded the podcast episode. But tomorrow I'm filming a review of the last 2 episodes of season 1 of The Spanish Princess for my Patreon. And I still haven't watched the last 2 episodes. Well, I have watched them, but a long time ago, so I need to refresh my memory. So that is the last thing I'm going to do today, watch those last 2 episodes, make some notes in preparation for tomorrow evening's review. And I'm reviewing those with Dr. Owen Emerson, my friend, which I'm sure is going to be a lot of fun. We always have a great time in doing these reviews. Today I worked on the presentation, as I mentioned. Tomorrow I'll be working on the presentation as well. So I think now it's time to put my feet up and watch a little Spanish Princess. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you again in the morning. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday morning. The sun is shining, and I have another busy day ahead. It is 8:15 in the morning, and I'm about to put a slow cooker on. In the last little behind the scenes video I did, I showed you the chicken soup that I make that the kids absolutely love, and they've been requesting it again. So I'm going to put that on before I go and sit at my desk and start working. So that's what I'm doing right now. And if you want to see the recipe for that, have a look at the other behind the scenes podcasting, content creating video that I did, and you will find the recipe there. It's absolutely delicious. Just bubbles away throughout the day while you're doing other things. So it's fantastic. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then I'll be back with another update soon. Okay, I'm back at my desk now. It is 9:30. I ended up having to drop my husband off to get his car that's been having some repairs done, which is why I'm here a little bit later than I should be, but that's all good. It's all okay. So I'm going to do a good few hours on this presentation now, probably, hopefully about 4 hours before I kind of get distracted and need to do other things. I do need to pop to the post office today. I think I mentioned the Patreon community that I have. Each month we have a special Patreon giveaway. A lot of the times other people very kindly sponsor prizes for my Patreon group, but last month I sponsored the prize, and it was to give away a copy of my book, and I don't think I've even showed you on here yet. So this is my latest book, The Final Year of Anne Boleyn, and this is what last month's Patreon or patron has won. So I need to sign this for them, pack it up, and go and post it. So I have to do that at some point today because I've been meaning to do that for some days now. The presentation, I need to check some emails. So I might do about half an hour of admin time, then go straight onto the presentation, then go to the post office this afternoon. And I really want to fit in a walk today as well because I didn't get to do that yesterday. And then this evening at 6 p.m, I have another recording. This is going to be super fun because it's a film review that I'm doing with Dr. Owen Emerson. So we are reviewing the last 2 episodes of the first season of The Spanish Princess. So I actually watched those 2 last night. As I think I mentioned to you, after the podcast recording that I did, I jumped into bed and watched those 2 episodes, which were, my goodness, so dramatic. I had completely forgotten what happens in those last 2 episodes. So we'll be reviewing those tonight. So it's going to be another kind of long day in the office, as they say, but quite fun. All right, I'm not going to get distracted anymore. I'm going to turn you off, and I will be in touch again very, very soon. Owen. How are you doing?
I am very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm well. And you know what is so exciting? That you're actually on my YouTube channel right at this moment.
Hello. How are you doing, YouTube?
Yeah, exactly. So I was mentioning to all the lovely folk at home that I was going to record a really, really fun review with you this evening. The last two episodes of The Spanish Princess, which I have to say are a little bit bonkers, and we're going to record our discussion. But I thought it might be nice for you to say hello because I mentioned you a couple of times saying we'd be meeting and recording. So now they can see Dr. Owen Emerson in the flesh.
Absolutely. And they were crackers episodes, and I'm very much looking forward to dissecting them with you.
Absolutely, me too. All right, everyone, we better get to and do some actual work now. So I will catch up with you a little bit later. Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday evening. It's about 6:10 in the evening. I've had quite a busy day, but I just wanted to say hello and check in. Now, I spent most of the day today, once again, working on the presentation that I mentioned in one of my other little clips. If you hear something in the background, it's Lockie, my dog. Every time he hears me start talking, he has to come and see exactly what's going on. So I spent most of the day working on the presentation again. I also did a little bit of admin today, but I'm so excited to say that I got the script done. So after 3 days of working on this, I have the rough script. I do need to obviously look over it again tomorrow with fresher eyes, but it's pretty much ready for me to record. I also want to put together some images because I like it to be an illustrated presentation, but I think I'll do that in the morning because I'm a bit tired. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. I did also manage to go for another lovely walk. It was a chilly day, but absolutely sparkling, another sparkling winter's day here in Sydney. And we are apparently going to get down to 3 degrees Celsius tomorrow morning. So I think I'm going to pull out an extra blanket for the bed tonight because that is extremely chilly for where I live. Very, very cold. There's no other day this week that will get down to anywhere near that. They've been about 8 or 9 degrees throughout the night, but 3 degrees is really cold. So we'll see how we go tomorrow. We'll have to rug up. But yes, I just wanted to update you on today's to-do list. I also did a bit of work on the events that I'm currently working on, but I might tell you more about those tomorrow when my head is kind of out of that presentation space. And yes, so I hope you've had an amazing day as well, and I will see you all in the morning. Good night. Hello everyone, it is now 4:30 on Thursday afternoon. I've had a very productive day, I'm happy to report. I have finished the presentation I've been working on all week, so it's all polished, recorded, ready to send to the organisers. I'm so happy about that. I can tick that one off the list. I also managed to do some other admin work today, work on some of those events that I mentioned. I am currently organising. I got ready for all my interviews, podcast recordings, and live chats that I have next week. I have 2 lives and I think 3 podcast recordings next week, so it's going to be super busy. So I sent out all the invites. I've got all my talking points ready to go. And so that means that I've ticked off all the main things that I wanted to do this week, with the exception of editing and publishing a new podcast episode. That is on my list for tomorrow. I'll see how I go because I have a few other things that I need to do tomorrow as well. But I'm feeling good. I feel really productive. It's been a great day. And I also managed to put on another slow cooker, everyone. I'm obsessed with that. So I did a pumpkin soup today. Should be ready in a couple of hours. Fingers crossed it tastes good. And I'm actually about to record a podcast episode. So at 5 p.m., I'm recording with the wonderful Gareth Russell. I don't know if you know him. He's not just a Tudor historian. He's also written books about the Titanic. He's got a book about Hampton Court's history. He's quite marvelous, and he's an Irishman, incredibly witty, and I always love chatting with him. So that is coming up in the next sort of 20 minutes. Once that's over, my workday will be finished. It was, in the end, a very cold morning, 3 degrees Celsius, which is super cold for us. But then it was absolute sunshine and, it got warmer throughout the day. Although I was inside working most of the day, I have to say. I didn't get out for a walk today, so that is definitely on the list for tomorrow. But I'm going to go and get ready for this interview, and I will catch up with you all again very soon. Happy Friday, everyone. It's around 10 past 10 in the morning on Friday. I've already been working for about an hour and a half. My main goal today is to edit and publish another podcast episode. So this one's a longer conversation, so I feel like it's going to take me most of the working day to kind of get edited and ready to publish. But I've also been doing a little bit of admin this morning, responding to emails. I get a lot of people writing to me, suggesting ideas for podcast episodes and introducing me to their work. Normally amazing people. So, I do like to take the time to respond. And I'm sorry if you hear a noise, that is Lockie again, who the moment he hears me start speaking has to come in and see what's going on. So it's very distracting. So yes, it's been a busy week. I'm feeling a little bit tired because obviously working on a presentation is really taxing and it takes a lot of energy, and I had to do quite a bit of research, which is why it took me all week. So I'm ready for a rest, and I'm looking forward to clocking off, so to speak, this afternoon and relaxing a little bit. But yeah, so I'm going to go now, sit at my desk, do a good couple of hours work before I have a bit of a lunch break. It's another sort of greyish, chilly day here in Sydney. So I don't mind being indoors and cozy in my study. That's perfectly fine. All right, well, I will catch up with you all very soon. I edited and published the podcast episode and then took myself out for another 5-kilometre walk. When my husband finished the work he was doing around the house, we went to one of our favourite local pubs for a drink and caught up on the week that was. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me this week. I do hope you enjoyed this glimpse into my working life. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them into the comment box and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm looking forward to seeing you all next weekend. Until then, take good care of yourselves. Bye.